A federal judge says the pandemic-related border policy, known as Title 42, has to stay in place, at least for the time being. The Biden administration had planned to end the order on Monday. President Trump enacted Title 42 in March of 2020. It allows border agents to quickly expel migrants and asylum seekers in order to control the spread of COVID-19. So far, the U.S. has expelled nearly 2 million migrants under Title 42. More than 1.4 million have been under President Biden. The CDC determined in April that Title 42 is no longer necessary to curb the spread of the coronavirus. The judge disagreed. For more now, I am joined by CBS News immigration reporter Camilo Montoya-Galvez. Camilo, good to see you. So the state of the COVID-19 pandemic is very different now than when it was back in 2020 when Title 42 was enacted. So why is it proving so difficult for the Biden administration to phase it out?
That's a critical question, Lana. Title 42, after all, is supposed to be a public health policy during the coronavirus pandemic, not a border control measure. Both the Trump and Biden administrations have argued that Title 42 was necessary to control the spread of the coronavirus inside these border processing facilities that hold migrants along the U.S.-Mexico border. But it was always supposed to be a temporary pandemic policy, and in early April, the CDC determined that the policy was no longer needed to control the spread of the coronavirus, citing the improving pandemic conditions and the availability of mitigation tools like vaccines, Lana.
Right, and we've seen
after that, we saw
I was going to say, we've seen a lot of changes in public policy. We're no longer under lockdowns.
Yes,
mask
correct.
Policies have changed. And Camilo, in his ruling, the judge, though, said that the CDC didn't allow for a required public comment period before repealing the order. Is public input something that's typically gathered in this type of decision? And how long do we expect that process might take?
That's right, Lana. Judge Robert Summerhays in Louisiana said that the CDC should have allowed the public, everyday Americans and organizations to comment on Title 42's termination before finalizing this policy change. Some federal regulations, Lana, require this notice and comment period, but others are exempt from this. Back in March of 2020, when the Trump administration enacted Title 42, it did not go through this notice and comment period, and the Biden administration argued that it also did not need to use this process to end this policy, but this judge disagreed, and if his ruling is upheld, Lana, it would require the CDC to maintain Title 42 for months, indefinitely, because of the time it takes for this notice and comment period to be completed. Remember, you have to ask the public to comment on a policy change. You have to give them time to comment, usually months, and then you have to respond and incorporate these comments when you finalize a policy change.
All right. Well, Camilo, the administration is expecting a large number of migrants to try to enter the U.S. whenever Title 42 is lifted. This delay gives officials some more time to prepare for that. So how many people are officials expecting? Where do their preparations stand?
Well, it's important to know, Lana, that migrant arrivals along the U.S.-Mexico border are already very high. Migrant arrivals in April maintained and continued to be at a 22-year high. Border Patrol officials that month apprehended more than 200,000 migrants for the second consecutive month. And so these numbers are already very high. But I spoke to Secretary Mayorkas of the Department of Homeland Security at the Texas border this week, Lana, and he acknowledged that there are historic levels of migration to the U.S.-Mexico border, but he's hopeful that his department will be able to eventually reduce these numbers by prosecuting migrants who cross the border multiple times, expediting deportations of migrants who don't qualify for asylum, and speeding up the asylum adjudication process, which right now typically takes years, and to condense that process to within a couple of months. So these are the efforts that the Department of Homeland Security hopes will be able to reduce these very high numbers of apprehensions, but the department is currently preparing for worst-case scenarios, Lana, in which between 12 and 18,000 migrants enter U.S. border custody daily. That would further strain the government's capacity to process these large numbers of people at the border, Lana.
Camilo, before you go, on Friday you published an exclusive report on so-called self-separations among migrant families because of Title 42's enforcement. What more can you tell us?
Yeah, so for 2 years now, government officials and advocates have been describing instances in which migrant families along the U.S.-Mexico border voluntarily separate themselves from their children because of Title 42's inconsistent enforcement. The Biden administration has used Title 42, Lana, to expel the majority of adult migrants and some families with children, but it has declined to use this policy to expel unaccompanied children. These are minors who enter U.S. border custody without their legal guardians or without their parents. And because of this, we are seeing some families allow their children to cross the U.S.-Mexico border alone because they know that unaccompanied migrant children will not be expelled to Mexico or to their home countries under Title 42. They are transferred to the Department of Health and Human Services, which operates a network of shelters. And we obtained federal data for the first time showing that more than 12,000 minors re-entered U.S. border custody in fiscal year 2021 after having been expelled with their family members and their parents under Title 42. So we're seeing thousands of instances, Lana, potentially in which these families are self-separating, and advocates believe that this is a reason for the Biden administration to continue to aggressively to try to end Title 42. The Department of Homeland Security, meanwhile, tells us that the blame here lies with the smugglers because these smugglers, Lana, are telling parents, encouraging them to allow their children to cross the U.S.-Mexico border alone and thus placing them in harm's way.
All right, Camilo, thank you.